Are we ready now?
I think so.
Can I start directing?
You can start directing.
Right. Hi, I'm Alan, and this is Ken, and this is the video that's accompanying our manual on how to build a simple telescope that anyone can build. And a couple of things I'd like to say about it. This telescope, of course, is very simple. Anybody can really make one. All you have to have is very simple tools. You do need to have a drill with a variable speed and a drill holder so that you can invert it, as you'll see later in the video. One thing about that, I started making lenses like this quite some time ago. I've made a number of such lenses, and I used to do it on the inverted drill, and the pictures in the manual show that. However, Ken and I got together several years ago, and Ken likes to make neat little machines. And so he made a very nice machine so we could do these kinds of lenses with ease. And it turns out that my drill that I've been using for years to make these little lenses isn't quite as good as it used to be. And so we can't get its speed down to the low enough revolutions per minute. So we did use Ken's machine, but that really doesn't make any difference in the process itself. To the telescope itself, this is a simple non-achromatic refractor, as you'll learn in the manual. It is not going to compete with a modern refractor, but it'll still allow you to see a lot of things: the moon, Jupiter's satellites, Saturn's rings, sunspots, a few galaxies, a lot of double stars. In fact, the list of things that we have in the appendices, you'll find there's over 100 objects that you can find and see with this very, very simple telescope. The purpose of this manual and this video is to get people who are interested in doing this started. I've built a number of ground and polished and figured a number of mirrors and lenses, as has Ken. And this is an art which isn't lost, but in the 50s and 60s, almost everyone built their own telescopes, and you could get kits to do this with ease. And since there are so many modern manufacturers of very nice telescopes, amateur telescope making has sort of dwindled. There are a few people who still do it. You can still get the kits you want and so on and so forth. But Ken and I thought that if we, through this manual and this video and the simple little kit that we sell you guys, if we could get people interested in making a simple telescope, that some of you may want to go ahead and grind your own mirror for a bigger and much more effective telescope. So that's what we're up to. Ken can give you some of his perspectives on this.
You know, one of the things that you may say to yourself is, why should I build this extremely simple and primitive looking telescope? Because I'm assuming that you looked at some of the manual and things, when I can just easily go out and buy one. And one answer for that, and I think maybe the best answer is this: we put this together so that you can get a feeling for what it's like to build a telescope from start to finish, and then enjoy its use. This telescope is not going to give you, fantastic images or anything, but it's a learning process, and it's a learning process not just in dealing with lenses and eyepieces, but also working with your hands with wood and cardboard and all the other stuff that's required. So you're going to learn. Some of you might already know. You're going to either learn / gain experience working with your hands, thinking through ideas and concepts and possibilities. So that's what we're hoping. We're hoping that you will enjoy and learn from this experience. That is the building experience. But then also go on and test your own abilities in using the telescope to enjoy the night sky. We have no doubts that you're going to want to go on and build or buy bigger and better telescopes. But that's not what this is all about. This is to get you grounded in astronomy. Pretty much it's a more traditional route, but maybe also just I don't know, I guess just get you grounded in doing and learning things, you know, by yourself with your hands. I say by yourself, you might, you know, you can have your parents or dad or friends maybe help you, but it's just something that you can enjoy because you did it and learn, you know, because of what you did.
Yeah, I would add to that, as Ken and I say in the manual, we hope that you will develop or further develop your interest in astronomy and telescope making, and these are two areas of careers that you can think about. I started out with very simple telescopes, as we say in the manual. I had a little 1.5 inch refractor that my dad had for hunting, and you know, I'm a planetary scientist, retired now, of course, but I had a complete career, and it all started with a telescope roughly of the kind that you're going to be able to make. And again, we emphasize this is not going to compete with the Hubble telescope or even, you know, a modern refractor or reflector that you can buy or make, but it's a good way to start and to learn about how to make a telescope, how to work with glass in terms of grinding and polishing and so forth. And the other thing, my experience as a person with a very small telescope and way out in the cow country in northern Illinois, you know, I was then, you know, got constellation books and other books, which were rare in those days. There are a lot more things available now, and learned the constellations, learned where objects are in the sky. And so as I got bigger and better telescopes that I made, and then of course professionally, I knew my way around the sky, and I had seen a lot of these things and had a tremendous amount of enjoyment. I don't know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of hours that Ken and I have spent observing with our own telescopes, but it's been a source of great pleasure for us. And as we say in the manual, when you make your own telescope, then it's sort of double joy, because when you're observing, you made that telescope. It isn't something you just bought and went out and used. So we hope that this video and the manual will encourage you to buy our little kit. We emphasize we make no money on this. In fact, we lose money. The cost of the kit plus the shipping does not cover the costs that we make, but we really are more interested in encouraging people to build a small telescope like this and then perhaps go on in the future.
Become a scientist of some sort.
Yep.
We'll even accept medical doctors. No, one last thing is we are here for you. You know, Alan's retired, I'm not quite. But if you have any questions, you can call us, email us. We will be more than willing to help you through this process.
Along that same lines, can sort of emphasize, we expect young people to buy this kit, and your parents may help you then do it, but it isn't limited to that. If you are an older person, a grown up, you can do this. This is not just for kids. It's a good telescope to make, and I guarantee you'll have a lot of fun working with it.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. As Ken says, please, if you have problems, we have our emails in there for you to let us know what you're doing. And when you make this telescope, we would very much like to hear from you how well it performs, the things you've been able to observe, and what you think of it. So again, let's hope that you will have a lot of fun with this, and we believe you will.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, this is an addendum to the introduction that Ken and I have for this activity. A couple of things that we thought we needed to emphasize. The first is that this video is a visual aid to the manual. The manual is what is important. You have to have read the manual and understood what you are to do to make sense of the video. The second point is that you can make the telescope, grind the lenses, etc., without this video, but you could not do it with only the video. So the manual is what's important. This is just an aid to kind of show you some of the steps and get you familiar with that. There's a couple of other things that we wanted to emphasize, and that is, as you see in the video in the manual, you use a razor blade, single edge razor blade, or a X-Acto knife or a box cutter. to channel the tools, to trim the tools, to do some of the work on the telescope tube, etc. Be very, very, very careful with these knives, or what do you want to call them, razor blades, because you can easily cut yourself very badly. So if you are a youngster doing this, you probably would want your parents to help you to do it. If you're old enough to do it on your own, good luck and be careful. A couple of other things. When we made most of the video, we were using some tools differently and some of the materials differently. And the one thing, as you already know, we used Ken's little machine that he made to make lenses rather than the inverted drill, because my drill had seen better days and it wouldn't slow down to the point where we could use it. So just note that. The second thing is we speak of the finest grit being number 800, and we are using number 600 as the finest grit. So even though you will hear us talk about going to 800 grit, it's the 600 that you'll get in your kit. The reason we do this is because, as we said in the video, the 800 grit is so fine that it does not spread around the tool very easily. At 600, you don't have that problem. And the difference between the two grits is hardly noticeable. It's only 10% more polishing time. So don't worry because we're saying 800 and you have 600 as the finest grit. Another minor point, when we made the video, we were using cerium oxide that was white, and we switched to cerium oxide that is pink, which I like better in many ways. So if you even notice that the cerium oxide is a different color than what you have in the kit, don't worry about it. The pink stuff is what you should be using and what we sent you. The fourth thing, I guess, that I wanted to emphasize, and we didn't talk too much about this in our various segments of this video, is that the observing part. Now, we discuss in the final part of the manual of observing what you can observe, what to expect, how good your telescope is. But I just want to emphasize that the telescope itself, as we've said all along, this is not going to compete with a modern telescope. This is a simple non-achromatic refractor. It works extremely well for its simplicity, and of course it will not give you the same image that a similar sized telescope, modern achromatic refractor, would give you. But you're going to be able to see an enormous amount of things. As we say in the manual, there are over 100 objects, double stars, galaxies, clusters, globular clusters, etc., plus a lot of the stuff in the solar system, sunspots, phases of Venus, moons of Jupiter, etc. So we want to emphasize that once you build a telescope, you will be able to explore the heavens quite well. And we do hope, of course, that this encourages you to go on and buy, or more hopefully, build a larger telescope, a reflecting telescope, or buy a good telescope and continue observing. But I guarantee that if you build this telescope yourself, and you learn the constellations, and you find most of the objects that we have listed in the appendices, you will have a very, very good start on doing observational astronomy. So with that, I wish you luck, as Ken and I said in the other part of this introduction, and we say in the book, or in the manual, I'm sorry. If you have problems, let us know. Email us. We will call you and discuss the issues with you and help you in any way we can. Good luck.